leaving the States. As I leave the States, I see now God is showing me, and so is my wife. A lot of people saw me as an easy mark. Fatherless, deadbeat mom, deadbeat parents, abusive marriage, history of abusive partners, and Avery probably saw me as an easy mark. Hindsight. She probably, figured she saw me as an easy score. Mom don't want her. Her ex don't want her moments. She's working at Mellow Mushroom. She's working at Domino's. She's working at 203. She's got a man in her life. She's got men in her life. She's working on different jobs. So hindsight. Chad would have never hired me if I didn't have the kind of mother I had, if I wasn't in the marriage and some domestic stuff. I think he saw me, I know God is showing me easy mark. Same thing with Domino's. Avery never would have approached me if I didn't work at some dive places like that. My condolences. I don't know if the girl survived. Sounds like she did not. I just got some news on my... I don't have to reveal the source, but a young girl was set on fire. At some point, I want to put that information up. But yes, as I leave the States, there was people who saw my late mother, getting the shot in. Saw God, I hate to say his name. My ex, one of my exes, well, all my exes getting shots in. And decided to take some shots. At. And God knows who else. I'm not going to go down the list of who knew I was going through something in those marriages and just decided to take shots at me, but not all my profs, but some of them. One in particular I won't name because her ghost still haunts me too. Not propaganda, not staged. I was wondering why God was leading me away from the subway like that really happened. That really just happened and made the news. That really did happen. Chicago's not what it once was. I keep hearing people say it used to be a nice place to live. Some people who got to experience it before the crime shot up. Crime rate shot up. Some people I met, one or two of them, used to could walk kids downtown and not be in fear. Used to get shot without getting your bags grabbed up. It's on my mind. I'm not in fear, but it's on my mind when I go shopping because, I get weird looks when I have bulky bags. It wasn't like that when I first moved here. When I first moved here, the the crime wasn't where it is now. I had bags and I had things, but the crime wasn't nowhere near what it's like now. I used to be able to walk around with bags. I see people walk around with bags and no issues, no issues whatsoever. I'd say somewhere during the summertime, I noticed that AC gotta go. Yeah, somewhere in the summer. So, leaving the States, yeah, so crime wave spiked up and smash and grab it. I got a video up about that. But yeah, my condolences to, I don't know how the fight started, but a crime happened. A girl got set on fire. I don't know who agitated who, but a girl got set on fire. I don't know the detail of the stories. I don't know if that's ever happened in Chicago before. Or somebody's been set on fire. I don't know. I have no idea. So, um, leaving the States, yeah, it's quite scary that some woman was. But that's the new normal now, you know. Even though this happened, this is the first time this happened someplace in the same city where I was residing. It's just the first time. It just got closer to home for me. Not the first time this happened. It was a woman. I won't disclose too many details because it's tough to talk about for me. It may be tough for you to hear. It was a woman. You may want to sit down first. I'm already laid up. Get comfy. Got some bad news coming your way. About the bad news bear at your ass. So, It's a woman who was set on fire. Or was that acid thrown on her? It was acid that was thrown on her. Wasn't in the same city or town I was residing in, but it happened while I was alive. Happened during my era, during my existence. It's not like it happened 30 years before or after me. It happened during me. So, fortunately, thank God Donald Trump's in office and something will be done about this, because before he got elected, things of that nature happen all the time. People be sad for a little while, then we go on because of the leadership. Nobody in leadership do get anything done about these things, but I'm trying not to repeat shit that I already said. Like, Donald's got to get past all of these sanctions. I don't want to talk about that stuff over and over again, but he's got to get past that, because he can't get nothing done with what just happened to this girl without getting past the sanctions. But I felt that coming before it happened, and I warned people. I warned them to exercise caution. So I'm praying that people will learn to stay away from these people that are raping and robbing. Learn to stay away from them. Like I said, it's two sides to the story, and a fight occurred. For her to be set on fire, it had to have been some sort of fight. And in my omens, the cops used me to dissect all the cold cases. This one don't sound like it's totally hot. It sounds like it's a little bit lukewarm, like more happened there. There's somebody just getting set on fire, and the media just they sold a story that they wanted, what sells, but what really happened? How did that come down to that? Some person being set on fire, what happened? So, just, to my loved ones, be careful during your holiday season. And just reading that story, I didn't get to read the whole story. I felt a little bit silly about my harem girl get up and trying to pose like a man, because I don't want people to know I'm a woman. I felt silly, and now I don't feel silly at all. For safety reasons, and people mistaking me for a man, I don't feel, when the men are dominating the population in America right now, I don't feel so silly for that. It's not silly at all when you think about a girl just got set on fire. It ain't silly at all. So leaving the States, I still don't have no clear. I have assets now, and in Illinois, and God is showing me how all that's gonna work once I leave Illinois. But in the natural, that is making no sense to me. The way what he's showing me, it ain't making no damn sense. It ain't making no sense, but at the same time, it made perfect sense. So I got a video I put up called "The Ultimate Compass" about God being a map. So maybe all this will make sense to me. Someday soon. At least 3 more things about leaving the States. What's my mode of transportation gonna be? I mean, a one-way bus ticket, Greyhound, is what God has put on my heart. But as far as I know, you gotta pay cash to get on Greyhound. They don't do let you up on there. So I ain't got cash to do that. I ain't got the cash to get on no damn $500-600 ticket. Probably be more than that, going all the way to maybe a couple grand. I don't know. To get to California. So transportation. And I'm like, am I about to be at square one again? I done actually finally got myself fully established here, and I gotta pack up and move again. Am I gonna be walking on foot when God told me otherwise? Told me I'd never be homeless again, but there I was at Gulf Street Park. So told me my ex would never put me out yet. There I was. So God is telling me not to walk cross country again, but am I gonna be walking to California? And then now Shanika's on my mind. She means, Shanika, no hesitation when God asks you to do things. I can remember, Shanika, I'm not gonna, it's not safe for me to talk about how I know her, but I can remember when I said, this is gonna sound crazy to you, but God told me, these people just told me they about to evict me out the motel, and God told me to go, I had like $20 in my pocket. God told me to go to Dollar General and make groceries, and not just make groceries, anything. You know, there's people done you bad, they cross you, anything, but they're the only place that's close to you in Gulf Shade. It ain't no other store where you can get the items you need. You know, I told her, so God said, don't buy a whole lot, but use your last. Even though you're about to be put out and you can use that money on something else, even though you're about to be evicted, use. I wasn't strong enough to receive her advice then, but she was like, maybe you wrestling with God, maybe you who are not crazy. She's like, I know you're not crazy. She's the girl, I'm not sure if it was a woman or a girl, I'm not sure how old she was. Not sure how old Shanika was, but she's like, you're not crazy. She's like, you remind me of my dad, he's the general. And Shanika said to me, I think you just scared because you think you're crazy. You think that voice you hear isn't him. And what if it's not that doors are not opening that you want to open? Is that what if your problem is hesitation? You're doing what God wants you to do, but you picking and choosing what God told you to do because of what happened to you that night at that bar. Because me and Tyson got in an argument about it, and he, you gotta be careful of people who try to tell you, who try to narrate God for you and twist. Tyson was like, I don't believe that God told you to go to that bar that night, and what happened to you happened to you. I don't believe that God told you that. So after that happened that night, I questioned my faith. I had never had that problem before. I can't carry this to my grave. I could remember listening to some pastor on K-Love, and he said it was some guy. I wrestled with this before I heard I've never wrestled with it till Tyson said that. But I'm going to tell the story anyhow. The man said people who believe in God, sometimes even when you don't believe in God, you hear two voices. And my uncle said the same thing. If it's a calm voice, it's God. If it's not a calm voice, that ain't God. And so the pastor said it was some guy who lived a very impressive and holy and just luck-filled, blessing-filled life, because when God told him to go out and do something, he did it. He said the guy actually did it, but this other guy, the parable to the rest of the story, the other guy didn't do it when God told him to do it. He had a miserable life. So when I was leaving the military, I heard a calm voice saying, leave. And when I left the military, because that was a tough decision to make, that was, my life and my little golden goose. So back to Shanika, because I'm worried about the time on my video. So Shanika was like, what if? I said, Shanika, this sound crazy. I'm evicted from this motel, and God want me to use my last 20 on some bullshit from the Dollar General that done me bad. And she was like, actually, that don't sound crazy at all. I'm like, are you serious? You're supposed to be on my side. You're on God's side, okay? And this is how I'm feeling. I mean, my feelings, Shanika, I was the two of us vulnerable with each other. Total strangers. She was a good Samaritan, so was I. We helped each other. So anyway, God said, use your last 20, even though you're about to be evicted. So she's like, what you waiting on? Go on ahead, get it. Get what you need. Don't give me nothing. Get what you need. That's how sweet she was. Even though you're about to be evicted. She's like, what if that means? She's like, I know that's what that means, is that you are hesitant to do what God wants you to do because you think you're crazy. I think that he really did tell you to go to the store and get you some stuff you needed. She said, you're afraid to plant. She said, you remind me of my dad, and he's the general. He's military like you. She's like, you remind me a lot of my dad. You're my dad. And I was like, I was so broken at that time in my life, I couldn't even receive the compliment well. But now I can enjoy, finally wear that blessing, that compliment that she gave me. And she was like, it's the hesitation. You were hesitating. So I wasn't like that until Tyson told me God didn't tell you to go to that bar that night. That night, a crime happened to me, more than one crime. Tyson said that was my fault that happened. You shouldn't have gone there. God didn't tell you that. My mom said the same thing. So I had hesitation, and I'm still working on that now. Fear of what happened. Those crimes happened to me again. I'm afraid to carry valuables to this moment because of what happened to me that night. I'm afraid to drink alcohol because of what happened to me that night. And Shanika said in a real gentle, calm voice, it wasn't your fault what happened that night, but I know you're hesitating. And it is God telling you to do this. And like right now, God is telling me to go to California, go get your woman. Go get her. Don't worry about how you're going to get there. Just go. Same thing I did to get to Illinois. I didn't know how I was going to get here, but here I am. And that's, Shanika's on my mind. After all this time, I forgot about her. One of the few times I was homeless and she helped me was because God is telling me to go to California. At one time, God was telling me to go to Canada. Austin preaches on that. Sometimes it don't mean no. Sometimes it means not right now. So maybe he just meant not right now or Canada. And stopped me dead in my tracks. So now he's saying California. And at one time he was telling me to marry the Harpers, but he got me out of that one. So I got doubts too, like, I don't always have to say her name, but the person he's telling me to marry right now, like, I'm afraid to love her and trust her because I'm like, is he just gonna do that shit again? Like, am I misreading him? Am I gonna get my hopes up thinking the two of us about to get married and we not getting married? I'm worried about things that I should. It's normal to be worried about because of what I've been through in my past life. I'm trying to work on not beating myself up, But, so, leaving the States, God is saying go to California, get your woman. Go to her. I could swear when she smiles on camera that she's looking right at me. Like I feel like a connection and we have not officially met in person. There's got to be something there. I got to go to her. Even if it is just for her to dismiss me. I've got to meet her and talk with her and see. I feel unworthy because of everything about me. Like, my skin. Am I going to photograph, next to her? She's used to... I don't want to say their names, but she used to, I don't know if they really photograph well with her or if I'm just conditioned to say that they do because they're famous and rich. But I'm used to her being in photographs. I've never seen her other than with her friends photographed with a woman, and then like how we gonna do with the same sex issue? These are the normal things that women worry about. I can't help it. Women were wired this way. I'm thinking about the age difference between us. I'm trying not to rush this video because I'm worried about time. So I'll just leave out with three things: transportation, housing, what I'm gonna do once I get there, Is her parents gonna boot me out? Is she gonna plead? I mean, she ain't even 30 yet. She's pushing 30. She's like 28, 29, something like that. Is it her parents' mansion? That's housing. Number two, they gonna be like, who is this person? And she's poor. There's like things I'm thinking about. Like, she's not wearing makeup. She's not in the designer clothes. Do they run her life? Do they run her estate? Or are they gonna dismiss me? Like my last marriage, where my ex's family told me what to do and ran our household, not him. So I'm like, it's her parents gonna tell me what to do? And I get there and I don't even get to talk to her. Like, she didn't even talk. She's like a mute. And am I gonna be sleeping on a park bench once I get to California? And she gonna act like she don't know me? I don't know any other way because I don't own a car anymore. I used to. I don't know. You can't just get a horse and first of all you gotta know how to ride and not get thrown off, and then so yeah, the transportation. Am I going? I wouldn't recommend hitchhiking because of Milwaukee and stuff like that. And I'm aging, so I'm getting wiser. Like, that was just, I did what I had to do to get here. But hitchhiking is not a good idea. I'm just blessed to be alive. I don't think anybody would bother me. I think I would be. People pretty much know I'm Looney Tunes. Most of the people that pick me up look scared to death. So that covers transportation enough. Housing, transportation, what else? My words. I never really thought about it, but what's the first thing? I've been bitching about meeting her. What's gonna be the first things I say to her once we meet? Like, are we gonna be like husband, wife? Like, even though we same sex, or is it gonna be like some people, in this life, it's like you meet them and it's like you like old friends. Like, you just connect right away. That's what I'm thinking. It might be because the way I post is like she's inside my head, or are we just gonna sit there and look at each other like two teenagers and just blank face, like two virgin teenagers just staring at each other? Are we just gonna sit there and look stupid? So it's like, at least two things run through my mind. Either I'm gonna get a loss of words and be a chicken shit, or it's gonna be like we known each other our whole lives.